Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. Talk about it. Tell the truth. God and country in the booth. We stand strong. We hold the line. Won't shut up. Not this time. Hands on heart, eyes up high. We were made to testify. Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side. Let them hear us, clear and loud. One small voice can move a crowd. Charlie and Mike, God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side.
Howdy, howdy. Howdy, folks out there. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm borderline amazing. How are you doing, Mike?
Well, I don't know if I'm borderline amazing, but it might be borderline.
Hello, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us here. And is the chat room open?
It's open. There's a couple folks in there already.
All right. Hello, everyone there. Thank you for making it so fun. Every week I've come to really appreciate that because I don't really do the live shows like Mike does. So I see people talking to their chat room, and actually I'm seeing stuff on TikTok now, Mike, where people are having literally a conversation with the people in the chat.
Yep. On the lives on TikTok, they do that a lot.
And they're not only watching this person, and it's usually a cute younger woman doing it. And she's having a conversation with people.
We're out on that one because we don't have any of that going on. No younger, no cute, no woman.
No, so none of it. The point is, though, people are paying her for this.
Yeah.
Paying her to talk back and forth with them in the chat room.
And we'll do it for free.
We will. Do we have that whole tip thing set up? That Rumble tip thing now?
Well, I don't know on your end, but on my end it is. It should be a little $sign down below the bottom of the chat room if a person wants to draw. It's called a Rumble rant. It highlights your comment. You can say something nice or not nice. It really doesn't matter. And if you put $1 or $1,000 or whatever you decide to put in there.
Rumble rant. Okay, right there.
You can say something nice or not nice. It really doesn't matter. And if you put $1,
what you were just saying,
yeah,
$1,000. I'm gonna mute that. And then I'm going to get rid of the live chat, and just because I want to see. Yeah, see, I don't have that on mine. I don't have that little.
It's in there. It's in there in the chat. You don't have the chat room up. It's in the chat room.
Oh, it is in the chat room.
Yes, yes.
There it is, live chat.
And I don't know where it is on. Oh,
yeah, right down there at the bottom. Look at that right there.
There you go.
Oh, that's fun.
And so if you're watching on Charlie's page and you put $1 in there, Charlie gets that $1. Well, Rumble actually takes a portion of it. I'll just tell you that right now.
Of course, they all take a portion of everything. I DJ'd a wedding this past Saturday, which, by the way, if you want to hear this story, it was truly the second worst experience I've ever had DJing a wedding. And they Oh, it was just bad all the way around. It was so bad. I don't want to DJ weddings anymore. They're the worst. You got the mother of the bride, you got the dad with the attitude getting drunk, you got the brother and the brother-in-law, you got the bridezilla, which is everything she cracks up to be. Yes, there is such a thing as a bridezilla, and I've experienced them.
Yep.
Happened again this past Saturday.
You know,
I just don't want to do. Not worth the money. Not worth the headache.
one of my ex-wife's dad was a preacher, and he always said he'd rather preach a funeral than a wedding because he knew it would keep.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, by the way, one of the patrons, or whatever you call them at the wedding, one of the guests spilled an entire glass of champagne onto my computer keyboard.
Oh, good. So now it's all sticky and stuff. Yeah,
Tried
wonderful.
Tried the thing. So
Oh,
I didn't
fried
have
it.
any way actually playing the music. Had to borrow the new mother-in-law's laptop, which was, I don't do Apple products, so I couldn't negotiate that it was freaking disastrous.
So this wasn't the computer you use for your live broadcast,
It's the one I'm using right now.
Oh, really? So you got it going again?
I don't know how, other than prayer.
Well,
seriously,
prayer
that's all I
works,
did.
actually.
That's all I did was I begged God, please, Father, let this keep working again. This is, I need this money.
So if you want to put a couple dollars, if you're watching on Charlie's page to the tip jar, he could use a computer.
That's right, because this one could fry all the way at any second now. But no, somebody said, well, why don't you try it again? I mean, it just literally did the whole, and I recognize what that sounds like and looks like because I boiled a phone one time.
Oh, that's not good.
In a hot tub. So I knew what it looked like when it all went to hell. And that's what my laptop did. But it came back. So anyway, enough about me. Thank you so much for watching. We're glad you're here. Right here, this little QR code will take you to this company that Mike and I are involved with, which is just awesome. Astounding products, American made for your mind, your health, your body, your skin, all kinds of things there. And they're growing all the time. And it's called Nueva Life. Nueva Life for new life. NuevaLife.com. And if you hit this QR code, it'll take you to my what's that thing?
Get you a new computer. Snap, call it things.
That's a real thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Preverts out there. I tell you what.
Dang.
Nueva's good. I tell you what, you go over, you hit that deal right there, you go over there, you get yourself some product called Snow Slim, and you can slim down. I've lost 58 pounds. This is me right here. This is me. The one on the left in the blue is my left. I don't know if it's on the screen left. The one in the blue, I was 315 pounds. The other one was a couple weeks ago. I was like 255, 256, 257, somewhere in there. Anyways, that's what these products do for you. Anyway, just wanted to put that on screen.
That's not all. But wait, there's more. And it's American made and an American company. And that's always important to me. So click on you put your phone, direct it that way. Now, if you're watching us on the phone, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. You go to nuevalife.com/Charlie Simons to get a 10% discount if you use my name as a promo code, or go to Mike's. And where do we find you, Mike?
Well, if you want to get a hold of me, really the easiest thing to do is patriotmikeshow@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, about the products, you're trying to get through Charlie's link there or whatever, let me know. I'll walk you through. I got Charlie's link. We'll walk you through. We'll get the products ordered and all that kind of stuff. It's great. So
let's get to the show. You want to choose Charlie's news?
Well, we could do choose. We need a theme song for choose Charlie's news.
What do you have? We do. It would be nice to have that. We could start off with a funny video I found for you.
Well, you want to do choose Charlie's news, or you want to do your funny video? That's the question.
Okay. Well, here's the stories that you choose which one I'm gonna do. Obama Library. LIE-BARRY.
I thought you were making a racist joke.
Obama Library. I am, in a way. I'm making fun of people faking like they have a Southern accent when they don't. Baseball
I
sans
ain't in no
balls.
ways tire.
Yeah, that's right. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Baseball sans balls. That's the other one. So Obama library, baseball sans balls, and California state workers are the laziest people ever. Since I am from California.
So which one do you want to? Oh, and while we're waiting on, why you guys are deciding, say it again one more time because I don't even remember what you said.
Obama library.
I had that one.
Baseball sans balls.
Baseball sans balls. Somebody's cheating.
And
okay.
California state workers are the laziest people ever.
Well, I don't know. That's a stretch. I mean, state workers. I mean, so pick your poison while you're watching out there. And while we're doing that, Babylon B asked AI what would happen if the U.S. entered another civil war. So we're going to play that while you guys are discussing. Here we go.
Go for it.
It was late 2026, and political conflict was coming to a head. The right was not giving any ground, and the left decided it was time to take action.
We had to do something. The Republicans were using every trick in the book, mainly voting to take over our country. It was finally time for war.
The left began
Mainly voting.
operations to take the country.
It's not easy to start a war. It involves a lot of talking on the phone, which gives many of us anxiety.
An initial target was settled on, a lazy suburb that served as a symbol of the bourgeoisie and capitalism. But this small neighborhood was not caught by surprise.
Doreen's son goes to one of those fruity colleges on the West Coast, and we got word from him war was coming.
The invading army descended on the small neighborhood, but the attack did not go as planned.
In the city, we're used to being able to burn down a target and no one does anything.
Nobody does anything.
In suburbs, though.
The suburbanites had an ace up their sleeves: firearms.
One of the big issues is how we hate guns but the right loves them. I guess none of us considered how big a disadvantage that would put us in a civil war.
A single warning shot was fired, causing half the invading force to have a panic attack. The rest fled for their lives. The Second American Civil War was over.
Everyone said I was crazy owning 6 AR-15s, and I guess they had a point, since we had a full civil war and I barely needed the one.
The left signed a statement of unconditional surrender. The right was now fully in control of the country.
As part of the surrender, we technically own California. We're seeing if it's possible to just push it off into the sea.
Many of the losing combatants fled to the far north. Starvation was rampant among them from lack of access to DoorDash. Still, not everyone saw what happened as a total loss for the left.
I think we won by showing we will stand up to Republicans. But haven't you been exiled to Canada? It's great! I love it here!
Soon eaten by a moose. Oh, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Isn't that great?
Babylon B guys, man.
We had one
Consistently.
disadvantage: firearms.
I like about half. What was it? Half the crowd ran away, and the other half were frozen in an anxiety attack. That was good. Yeah, so out here in California, we have self-driving cars. I told you about San Francisco with this car called Waymo. That's the name of the company that makes these cars.
And with Waymo, you get Waymo.
Waymo, and it's a self-driving Uber, basically. So you do the app. Here's where I want to be picked up. Here's where I want to go. Send. No more tipping, no more conversations with the driver, nothing like that. As this little car, they all look alike with tinted windows, so tinted that hookers are turning tricks in them now in San Francisco. And they've shown up down in Los Angeles. They're big in Santa Monica, I think, and around other areas of LA. And these self-driving cars. Well, there's a Karens. I love Karens. And their male counterpart, Kevins. I really do. I like them a lot. I appreciate them. I love how they establish themselves as the law of the neighborhood or of the community. And they have gotten involved with something that's happening now down in Southern California with these self-driving cars. Want to see it?
Yeah.
Want to hear it? Here it goes.
You don't have your stuff up.
6
Oh, yeah, you
dramatic
do. Okay.
new pictures showing teenagers hanging on the side of a Waymo in Santa Monica, and this in the middle of rush hour traffic on Olympic. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter is live in Santa Monica with more on a reaction to this brazen act. Leanne?
Brazen.
David, we just spoke to the woman who shot those photos, and she says she couldn't believe her eyes. She says she was worried that that situation was about to turn tragic, and it's easy to understand why. Take a look at these photos, and you can see why she was so concerned. You can
Mike, when you were growing up, when you were a teenager, did you ever do anything stupid like that when you were out cruising,
Well,
hopping around and riding around in your friend's car?
We did some stupid stuff, but not that.
Oh.
And the greatest thing that happened
We
to our
did.
generation is that we didn't have cameras everywhere.
Right? Exactly. Well, I'll tell you right up front, we did a lot of this kind of crap. This is hilarious that they're so shocked by it.
You can see the teens hanging out the windows of that Waymo, actually sitting on the open window ledge. Now, all of this happened on Friday around 6 p.m. on Olympic in Santa Monica. The woman who captured the scene on camera says the boys in the back of the Waymo appeared to be around 15 years old, and said there was another one in the front who appeared to be around 10. Raja says one of the boys had his phone out and was taking selfies. She says she called Waymo customer service, who told her.
Okay, the Karen is coming up, by the way, giving you a heads up. The Karen is coming up to give her thoughts on all of this. But this is so dang funny to me. These are the same people who raised these children. There's no adult supervision at all. It's a freaking self-driving car.
I tell you, the biggest problem, they don't have masks on.
They
had
don't have masks on.
They would be
They should-
perfectly safe.
They didn't cover that. Oh.
That they had the ability to shut the car down, but she says that didn't happen, and that the vehicle continued on with the boys hanging out of the windows. She says she and other drivers yelled at the boys to get back inside the vehicle, but to no avail.
She and the other drivers were yelling at them to get back into the vehicle. Hey, you kids.
So
Shut up.
She called.
If a police officer pulls them over,
Who gets the
how does
ticket?
well, yeah, and how does the Waymo know to pull over? I mean, I don't know.
Good point.
Followed the car for several blocks before it turned. Raja says she was extremely concerned for the boys' safety.
Dangerous in the first place. It was hard to imagine teenagers hanging
does
out.
got
at
the
ledge of
Karen
Waymo.
haircut.
And not only
Does,
are they
huh?
putting themselves at a risk, but also
wonder if
the
she's
other
the head of an
vehicles around
HOA.
them and the pedestrians.
Oh,
possibly.
sure.
Raja says she's hoping that Waymo will be putting in some new safety measures.
There's
maybe
one right there behind her.
How far down the windows can go, as you can see.
Right there
That's
behind her. That is hilarious. It came up. That was an accident. That was not planned. It can't, because they can't control where it goes other
So-
than the people who call it to drive them.
But I caught what she just said. They're trying to put. They want Waymo to put in safety measures where you can't roll down the windows. I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Oh, I got to hear that again. That's amazingly stupid there. That's a really dumb idea.
Here, right
Raja
here.
says she's hoping that Waymo will be putting in some new safety measures, maybe restricting how far down the windows can go. As you can see, Waymo's very common here in Santa Monica. One driving by right now. We reached out to Waymo for a
You
comment.
get in the
but have
Waymo
not
and the
yet
doors
heard
lock,
back. Live in
and
Santa
the windows
Monica,
won't go
Leanne
down,
Suter,
and it says,
867.
"You're mine now."
I feel a Stephen King Waymo movie coming on. Oh, that is hilarious to me. That's just so stinking funny. Dang. So Karens and Kevins are all upset that teenagers are actually being teenagers
I know,
and
but not in
acting up when there's
California.
no adult supervision.
You know what they do here is they get them diesel pickup trucks, right? And they put the Carolina lean on it where it's low in the back and high in the front. And they get the big, huge exhaust pipe and they roll coal from the diesel engines. That's what the teenagers do here. Now it's totally stupid in my opinion, but what do I know? I drove around in lowered mini trucks when I was in high school. So you can't do that here in Missouri. The ruts are too deep.
I think it's absolutely hilarious watching these people in this little Star Trek utopia world that they are so enamored with falling apart around them, because as I've always said, they want their little dream team world. They want California to be like the Federation of Starship Federation. The Star Trek utopia is what I've always called it. And the one thing that they never, ever give any thought to was, you know what? People are always still going to be doing stupid things. There's always still going to be dishonest people. There's always still going to be thieves. No matter how well they're doing, there's going to be people who don't care about you or are jealous of what you have and are going to want to take it from you. You need to have laws. You need to have rules. You can't be set. I know how I'm going to get my precious child back and forth from school. I'll Waymo them there and back. So it was all well and good until Karen spotted these teens doing dangerous acts. So we're going to have to roll up all the windows of the Waymos.
Well, and it probably not allowed to have air conditioner because, it's California and it depletes the what I don't know. It used to deplete the ozone layer, but now it's something else. I'm sure. It's CO2 is causing global.
I want to know how these electric cars, and those are electric. I want to know how their air conditioning even works. How does their air conditioning work when they're sitting at a stoplight? Does it work?
Well, they've got a little compressor that runs, like a little mini split. It's got a little compressor, runs on electricity. That's instead of running off a car. It's the same thing.
So it dramatically cuts down your drive time, doesn't it?
Oh, sure, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Well, we got about 300 miles we can go, unless, of course, we use the air conditioning, and then about 17 and a half.
Well, worse than the air conditioning is the heat, because when it gets really cold, like if you're in Montana or Wyoming or someplace like that where it gets cold, the batteries are about 50% as efficient.
That's right.
And then in order to create heat, you've got to have like heater coils, like your electric heater, like your electric furnace kind of deal to create the heat. So, and that's way more, less efficient than an air conditioner. Really is. So I guess they could use the heat pump kind of idea too, but when it's minus 30 outside, that don't work. That'd be that'd be like the heat of an old Volkswagen Bug. You remember those? The heat come off the exhaust.
Came out of the engine. Yes, that's right. Came out of the engine compartment. And you smelled everything that the engine compartment smelled like.
So speaking of the Waymos and the self-driving car, did you see this one that Fox was reporting on about a Tesla that got out of control and actually killed a woman? Did you see this one? Watch this video.
Where was this?
I'm not sure where it was at, but the Fox News has got the story. Here we go.
Oh, it's on a Ring camera. Dang.
See that again? Watch.
Holy cow.
Well, the story is that the guy was driving in self-driving mode and obviously not paying attention, and it went down a suburban neighborhood street somewhere and didn't slow down, didn't do nothing, and jumped the curb and went straight into the bedroom of the little old lady, 76-year-old lady, was sleeping and killed her. So, Waymo, self-driving cars, what a great concept. But as you discussed,
wonder how they. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I've wondered how they, because here in the NorCal we got a lot of hills and mountains, things that you people in Missouri only dream of, and we have a lot of very steep roads coming down, especially in San Francisco. And how do they? You gotta brake. You can't just set it and forget it. You can't set your cruise control to 25 miles an hour and hope it maintains 25 miles an hour when you have a decline like that.
Well, with the active cruise control you have on modern cars today, they'll brake going downhill. You got it on cruise control. You set it at 60 miles an hour and you're going downhill, they'll break up going down.
In the city, you're doing 60 miles an hour, you're already in trouble anyway. I'm sorry.
Out here,
that's science.
Yeah, out here, other than the potholes, you could go 60, 70 miles an hour, no problem at all.
Oh, that's funny.
You might tear your suspension up. The other thing about Waymo, you was talking about this last week, is that you can get way more than just a ride in a Waymo, right? Out there in California.
Sure can.
I mean, they'll deliver.
You did a little exploring on that, did you?
No, I just remember you talking about it last week.
I told you that last week. That's right. They're getting you're getting a Lewinsky in your Waymo. It's become quite a thing. It's a little rolling motel room, a lot cheaper than Motel 6.
So you just call up your favorite pimp and they send over whatever flavor of prostitute you want. You drive around for a little while and wada bing, wada boom. Well, however that works. I don't know. Do the pimps out in California take like Cash App and stuff? I don't know how that works.
Probably. Venmo your woman. This is
it's like
Tiffany.
DoorDash, but
Tiffany only takes PayPal.
Okay.
They get real particular.
You could probably deliver your feet pics like that too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a real deal. And then people are getting into the Waymo after that DNA explosion. Who knows what else in that compartment?
Yowzer. And, so you have to get in with a black light.
You're getting to stew in it. This is pathetic. People are creepy. They're going to do stupid ass things. And your little Star Trek Utopia is exactly that. It's a TV show that was made into some pretty successful movies. But other than that, it ends there. There are crappy people who always crap on your little Star Trek Utopia dream. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, sci-fi fans.
You're just a buzzkill, man.
No, I'm not. I'm hilarious. I am a realist. I'm the mayor of Realville, as Rush Limbaugh used to say, my hero. Yep. What you got? What you got, Mike?
What's your story? You got your 3 stories. Which story are we going to do?
Well, I only saw one person vote, and they voted for library.
I guess you got to do your library then.
I got to do my library story. Library. Let's. I should have been ready for it, so I didn't have this dramatic pause right now. And but then, listen, if you want a more professional kind of show, you're probably gonna have to pay for it.
You could go watch.
Okay, here we go.
Or
roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
Presidential Center on Chicago's South Side.
What? What now?
You put the wrong one up.
Come with.
I did. What do you mean? No, this is the video I wanted.
Yeah, but that wasn't one that popped up. But it's okay now. Hit play.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I should probably set it up a little bit. This is some simp who showed up at the Obama Library for the grand opening, the big grand opening of the library that's not actually open. And there's a whole bunch of problems with it. We'll cover that in a second. So here he is taking us on a little tour of all the excitement. Let's pick it apart, shall we?
Oh,
dang it. I did it again.
The grand opening of the Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's South Side.
That is a beautiful building, isn't it? So innovative, so different. So
it's very Star Trek-y,
pathetic it is.
This opening was years in the making, and thousands of people turned out for the dedication ceremony.
That was his version of thousands, by the way, right there.
Nothing like a time-lapse video to make the point that a lot of people.
Strong suit.
Let's take this back a little bit. Let's take this back. There's nothing like a time-lapse video to show you how many people are there. Let's see this time-lapse video.
Nothing like a time-lapse video to make
except for right there, because the line ended. No! Cut to the next shot.
We're here for this. This was actually the line to get into the watch party area about a block away from the center, and that's where we posted up for the day.
Were those metal detector alarms going off in the background right there?
I think it was smoke detectors.
Yeah, for pot. Here we go. Listen.
Line to get into the watch party area about a block away from the center, and that's where we posted up for the day. There was.
By the way, you had to have ID to get in there.
You had to have ID to get in there, but wait, there's more when it comes to the library. You have to have the ID to get into many things there.
A massive screen for people to watch, and folks started arriving more than 2 hours early. Around the
I'm going to take your word for it that that's 2 hours early, or is that it for the crowd? I have a feeling that's just it for the crowd.
Arriving more than 2 hours early. Around the actual presidential center, there was super tight security because obviously Obama was here, but so were former presidents Clinton, Bush, and Biden. They each got a nice applause when they were introduced. Some former
My president couldn't attend because he was too busy saving the world.
World leaders were on hand too. Former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and there's Angela Merkel, the former German chancellor who has destroyed her country by letting all the illegals, all the migrants come in. Former German Chancellor Angela Merkel were
Check out that bald spot, by the way. Can you see it on the back there?
among them. The watch party had the feeling of a block party mixed with a political convention. People had their Obama gear on, and if you didn't come with gear already, there was a booth selling official Obama Presidential Center swag. $80 for a hoodie feels a bit steep.
$80 for a hoodie, my friend.
Nothing like a communist when capitalists can do.
Exactly. Good point.
Everywhere you looked, people were dancing. There were folks.
Once again, he said thousands, didn't he? At the beginning of the video, he said there were thousands of people
swag.
attending.
$80 for a hoodie feels a bit steep, if you ask me. Everywhere.
There's your thousands. There you go. Wow, you're right. That's that Obama new math. That's that new course.
You looked, people were dancing. There were folks jump roping, lots of selfies, more dancing, food trucks, and people really brought their dancing shoes for this. No dancing for us. We actually had some reporting to do on all that was going on. That includes.
Look at the crowd in the background.
So tomorrow, Donald Trump's going to have his big rally in D.C. at 7 o'clock. I bet you the crowds will be different. What do you think?
I wish I could be there.
The star-studded lineup of musical guests. Jennifer Hudson delivered a rousing rendition of the national anthem. Christina Aguilera took the stage. So did Bruce Springsteen, John Legend, and Stevie Wonder. These two were fans of the performances. Several speakers took the stage and spoke about what they hope the center will mean for this community. Michelle Obama spoke at length about her husband, with some not-so-subtle jabs at President Trump, though she didn't mention him by name. He was not invited today, but the center says he's welcome to visit the museum. Former President Obama took the stage to massive applause. Remember,
massive applause. Again, look at all the green areas. Did he not say thousands of people were there?
Chicago
all
is
I'm
his
just
home
saying, I'm
turf,
glad
and
there
where he
wasn't
got
transvestites bouncing their boobs all over the place. That's,
his political start, hence the
His
center's
boobs.
location here. It's taken years to get here, and
That's beautiful. $85 million. Okay, well, thank you for bringing me to my next point, young dude, whoever you were, who was doing that little video. Let's take a look at the Obama Library trouble. I have a story for you here.
Well, before you do that, I want to talk about the big rally Donald Trump's going to have tomorrow. So on my show, the going bet is that a bunch of people from Europe and Australia and Japan and North Korea, South Korea, all the FIFA people are going to show up and find out what a real Trump rally's like. So we're going to have a bunch of TikTok videos talking about how much of a blast they had at a Trump rally. I bet you $1 to a donut we get some of that. I think it'd be great.
I hope you're right. I absolutely hope you're right. Okay, let's continue with this Obama Library. Here we go. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
This is the Obama Presidential Library. It's facing, let me expand it a little bit, as a matter of fact. Facing significant challenges, including legal disputes, budget overruns, and community concerns impacting its development and legacy. Now, this is just doing a search. All I said up here, Obama Library trouble. This is what popped up. Federal lawsuit filed against the structural engineering firm, the black owner of 2-in-1 construction, a minority contractor involved in the project, suing structural engineer. Lawsuit alleges racial discrimination, claims that the firm was unfairly blamed for construction delays and issues because they're black. Originally budgeted around 350 million. The cost of the Obama Presidential Center has ballooned to approximately 830 freaking million. Management, financial mismanagement, transparency lacking. I'm paraphrasing. Construction has sparked concerns among local residents. Just now you're getting concerned, especially regarding gentrification. What does that mean, Mike?
Well, that means that a bunch of rich folks are moving into the poor folks' town, fixing up all the houses and making it nice and making it a nice place to live. And all the ghetto folk are like, we're getting kicked out of town because we can't afford to live here no more because all the rich hippie folks that hang around with Obama are moving in. That's what it means.
We can't have that. Community organizers have expressed, which is hilarious because wasn't community organizer, wasn't that what one of the things on Obama's resume?
Well, yeah, a community organizer is a professional bitcher.
Yeah, they've expressed fears.
They're doing what they do.
They've expressed fears that it could lead to rising housing costs. This is just like you said, displacement of longtime residents, safety issues. Yep. OSHA is involved now because some worker fell and got injured on a construction site. What are the odds? The Obama Presidential Library, intended to be a symbol of progress and community engagement, is currently mired in controversies that could affect its legacy. The worst part of all, Mike, and much beloved viewer of Charlie and Mike talk about it, is millions are owed to these different construction companies and so on who worked on this to complete it.
And they only hired black construction workers, and then they stiffed them.
They're not getting paid.
They stiffed them.
And as if I would have kept playing that video, but I was sick of hearing that whiny dude. He gets to showing shots from the inside, but not because it was actually open. These were like press release kind of shots he was showing in his little video. One of them shows a basketball court, which anybody in the community can rent.
Oh, good.
But you got to show ID.
Oh, well,
to be able to rent the basketball court. But they said that the actual library doesn't actually have any books in it. You can look stuff up, but it's going to be more like a great big giant, ridiculous popcorn box looking recreation center. So it's like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, if they got together and put together and they said, let's.
I got a rendering. I got a rendering of the future of what that building will be.
Let's see it.
There it is, right there. And the commander. And the commander. There's the commander.
My helmet is bigger than yours.
Oh, you give good helmets. Ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed.
I got another one here. Let me see if I can locate it. But I've got another one, a comparison. I might not be able to find it. I just thought of it. Is this it? Oh yeah, right here. I got it right here. So this is legit for real. So this is two buildings in Chicago, both $850 million to build these two buildings in Chicago. One is Trump Tower. One is Barack Obama's library. I mean, 850 million
for the same. Oh, good heavens.
I mean,
what an amazing thank you for bringing that up. I had not seen that.
Yeah, it's true. It's two.
Trump built one, Obama built the other. That's
a guy who knows what he's doing, how to build buildings and make them beautiful, and a guy who is just a grifter, and probably 3/4 of that $850 million went to God knows where. Cayman Islands bank account somewhere.
A great big giant oceanfront property that he and his husband bought are not going to pay for. It's not going to pay for itself. So,
well, yeah, someone's got to pay for it. And since we're talking about crazy stuff, I don't know if many of you all heard about it, but there was a shooting. There was a mass casualty event up in Montreal. I talked about it on my show today. Several people were hurt. A couple people were killed, including the shooter. There's a big gunfight that happened between the Montreal Police Department and the shooter. Turns out that the guy hated Jews and Christians and stuff like that, but they can't figure. That's what his manifesto said, but they can't figure out what it is. But this is from Not the Bee, which is like the sister to Babylon Bee, but they only bring up the zany stuff that's true. And I'm not going to pull it up on the screen because it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to read you the headline. This is the headline. It says, report, female cop shoots Jewish rabbi outside Pornhub office in Canada while hiding from Marxist gunman who killed immigrant officer named Muhammad. There you have it. The headline.
That is right out of Mad Magazine. That is
That's
insane.
what somebody said. It was the Mad Libs.
That was legit. That's the legitimate headline.
That's a legitimate headline. Female, but it's actually, that is what happened.
Yeah,
female.
Exactly.
So there was a gunfight that ensued, and as people were scattering and running, a female cop shot a rabbi as he was running away, fleeing from the scene in front of a Pornhub office with a Marxist Jew-hating gunman who killed one of the officers that was killed was named Muhammad. So that's true. It happened.
Our buddy Inspector Cates, Aaron Cates, up there in Canada, is he anywhere near Montreal? Do you know?
No, I don't. He's in Toronto. I don't know. I think that's a little far away, but
okay.
Montreal is where they speak the French.
He just popped into the chat.
Yeah, he's in there. He's saying it's true. He says it's all true, and it is. Yeah. It's just the whole thing is just it's unbelievable. Just here you go. Well, here you go. This is it right here. It says some dude ambushes some cops. Yeah. In front of Pornhub HQ. Really? Female cop shoots bystander. Dead cop was named Muhammad. Bystander was a rabbi. He just can't make this stuff up. He says it's 5 hours away. Aaron says it's 5 hours away from his location. So,
wow.
Anyways.
Okay, my friends, let's talk about what's happening. Damn, my stupid little screen. Let's talk about what's happening with in England, in London. This has happened in England.
I've taken has been put the country I love first. That is, I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I've spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision.
So breaking earlier this morning, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announcing he will be resigning, though he does plan to stay on until a successor is chosen. Jeff Paul's joining us live from London with the latest on this. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Bill, and this really was months in the making. Starmer was facing a lot of pressure from the UK public as well as from members of his own party. He vowed to fight on, but obviously has changed his tune since then, saying this outside of 10 Downing Street today.
Do everything I can to ensure an orderly handover of power. I will also give my successor my full and unequivocal support, knowing that they will inherit a Britain that is far stronger and fairer.
Fair.
Now, Starmer had faced a lot of criticism for the economy, illegal immigration, and the appointment of former Jeffrey Epstein friend Peter Mandelson as U.S. ambassador. He also experienced a souring relationship with the White House after the UK didn't join in on the Iran war. President
Trump said basically, yeah, I wish y'all luck. But he said that he's not going to step down. What?
Go ahead.
He said he's not going to step down until they name a successor.
They have a successor.
I got somebody. Well, I know they do. The mayor of Manchester, England. Yeah.
Anyways, who do you got for the successor?
No, I got somebody. I think somebody much better. Come on.
Into a referendum that ended his career. I launched the Brexit Party and got rid of Theresa May. And on May the 7th this year, what happened? as Reform campaigned under a slogan of vote Reform, get Starmer out, we swept the board in the North East, Yorkshire, the North West, parts of the West Midlands and parts of South Wales. So yeah, I mean, there would have been no Makerfield by-election if Reform hadn't dealt Labour such a heavy blow. So do I accept some responsibility for Prime Ministers resigning? Yes, but...
And the instability that causes.
Well, hang on. 10 years ago tomorrow, the country voted to leave the European Union. For 10 years, we've had half the political class fighting against it, looking for a second referendum, or in the case of Keir Starmer, trying to realign, and the other half who finally, begrudgingly, after 3 years accepted it, and a Conservative government under Boris Johnson that didn't implement the wishes of the people. And so I think much of what you're seeing is an earthquake that took place 10 years ago. These are still the aftershocks.
That was the guy who started Brexit
10 years ago.
Let's get out of this European Union and go back to the pound sterling and be in control of our own money again, and divorce ourselves from this whole European trend of going to this one world government currency for all.
That'll be good.
And
It'll be fine.
Nigel Farage,
wonderful,
is one of my heroes. Nigel Farage is absolutely one of my heroes. He's basically the guy who started the Reform Party, as they call it, and he's the MAGA. He's the MAGA of England. And he definitely would love to be prime minister.
There's another candidate.
Tommy Robinson?
Another candidate for prime minister.
Who?
Marco Rubio, of course. He does it all.
He does it all.
He's got the little hat and everything.
Finding out he's now the British prime minister. Okay, that's funny. Hey, speaking of Rubio, what is the deal with him and J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, and this like kind of feud thing going on between them? And Rubio said he will not run on the ticket in 28 if it's with J.D. Vance. Is that true? What do you know about that?
I mean,
how much of it is true?
I don't know. There's so much posturing. I mean, so much could happen. Neither of them could be on the ticket in 2028. I mean, so much can happen between now and then. It's so far out. It really is kind of dumb to kind of try to figure that all out this early on, because there's no way of knowing. So I put it all as smoke and mirrors, and getting you got to understand everything that this president does. And his administration is not like his last administration where they were all working against him, is intentional. They don't put stuff out there on accident. So I don't know about all that. Who's going to be one or one's going to be the other? I don't know.
Why are there so many people on the right, and I'm seeing them, suddenly they seem to be turning against Vice President J.D. Vance as well?
Because it's a organized op against J.D. Vance. They're doing it on purpose.
These people I'm talking about are just regular, ordinary citizens. Nobody's getting paid to turn their backs on JD.
They're the regular order, but there's over on X and other places there's the same exact words, like it's a danger to our democracy, a danger to our democracy, a danger to our democracy. It's JD Vance this, JD Vance this, JD Vance this, JD Vance this. It's the same thing. And then the regular person's picking it up going, I don't think for myself. I was told that JD Vance is bad. And that's how it happens. And it's the same thing.
Jones said JD Vance is bad.
Exactly. Or Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens or Marjorie Taylor Greene, fill in the blank. We're so far ahead that so far out it doesn't matter. It's like I felt like it was a word from the Lord, and I put it out there that Gavin Newsom will not be running for president. Will not be running for president. Boy, people mock me for that, but I don't care, because take a look where we are now. And now we got all kinds of investigations into him, and and he's not going to have the political capital to run. It's going to collapse on him. And a judge just blocked the grand jury in Florida from looking into Tim Walz. The judge said you can't look into that fraud. The grand jury wanted to give some. Yeah, well, it's a fraud. They're bringing fraud, and so Medicaid fraud and hospice fraud and all stuff. So that's a federal crime. So that and some of the fraud happened in Florida. So they're bringing the fraud case in Florida, but they're investigating everywhere. I was looking for a post and I cannot find it. Is this it? No, I was looking for a post. I can't find it, but it showed that the Lincoln observing pool, what do they call that? The Lincoln, the pool that Donald Trump's cleaning up, the algae in the pool is getting better polls than Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom for the Democrat nominee. Anyway, so I was trying to find that post. I can't find it, but
the reflecting pool.
The algae is, yes, the algae in the algae is.
Yeah, there's morons there screaming and holding up signs. Algae is stronger than MAGA, and just weird, bizarre, dumbass stuff. Man, there's stupid people all over this nation now. How do you come back from that? Who are these people? How do you win when you have half the population wanting to see all of it go down the toilet? And not just with their own guy. They was good. They were getting their wish under Biden. The nation was collapsing financially, morally. So the whole moral collapse started going way back. I mean, let's go back to Bill Clinton, talk about that. But just all the way around, it's been on such a decline. And here we have a president who's really building things up, making things so much better. And these people are fighting, even cleaning up the reflecting pool.
I can't understand it. I can't understand why people would be upset about that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, regardless of who's cleaning up. I mean, you got to live in this, but other than Donald Trump made a post earlier today that said, it showed a picture of the guy in the pink dinosaur blow up suit running around screaming algae, we love algae and all this other stuff. He said it's paid for. Other than it's paid for, I don't understand how people could be upset that we're cleaning up the mess.
Maybe
and making it look beautiful.
Maybe he meant the protesters are paid for.
That's what I'm saying. The protesters are paid for. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So I don't.
That's a very real deal.
Understand it.
And now it's coming out that there's massive amounts of money that's been paid to these influencers, these online people, these people who I thought were staunch conservatives and reliable. Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. Who am I leaving out? Megyn Kelly. I thought that they were solid conservatives and on our side, and realizing this is great. Let's take the ball and run with it. We can really make this nation great again. No, they're shooting us down all over the place. They're taking nothing but pot shots. And now Tucker Carlson is saying what?
Tucker Carlson's saying that he wants to leave the Republican Party. I've got that video. But here it is right here. The algae's polling at 32%. In the 2028 Democrat nominee. I found it.
That's good. That's good.
Right. Kamala Harris is at 24%. That's for real, by the way. Kamala Harris is polling double Gavin Newsom for real to get the nominee. Kamala Harris. I mean, we've been through that fiasco.
Wait till AOC gets in there.
Yeah. I've got Tucker Carlson, as he says.
They're getting paid. Mike, now they all already have a lot of money, but they're whores.
Oh, yeah.
These people who I admired and respected, especially Tucker Carlson, I thought he was a real great journalist and commentator. I respected and admired him. And now he's just a frickin' whore. He has sold his soul to the UAE. He's Tucker, what is it? Qatar, what'd you call him again?
It's
Tucker
Tucker
Carlson. That's it.
And it's the
Alex Jones has always been a whore. If I hear one more commercial about his iodine pills, shut up. He's just such a whore. Candace Owens, I really thought she was better and stronger than that. I've heard her say some things now that have just stunned me. And the
Candace
hatred
Owens
of
has
Jewish
come out,
people.
Yes, and Candace Owens has come out against QAnon, Q, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has come out against it. She is 100%. She got in office because she was a QAnon, because she was Q this, Q that. That's how she got her following. And let me tell you something. This is why on my show, I call it the Patriot Mythology Insurgency. Patriot mythology is all of the BS that, the first thing that all the Patriot mythology pushers started saying yesterday when the White House, official White House X page started talking about Q, is they started and started talking about quantum stuff, as they started going, the quantum financial system, Nasera Jacera, oh, here it comes. And that had nothing to do with what they were posting, but here they are putting that out there because people fall for that crap. I personally know somebody who's put a second mortgage on his home and maxed out all his credit cards and got more credit cards because the quantum financial system in Nasera Jacera was going to come pay everything off. And it was because, the banks are using the British system and it all passed illegally and they're going to reset it all and all of our debt's going to go away. And I'm like, the problem is your Marxist theology in finance makes you think that that's actually something that can happen. But if you study Austrian economics, you realize that if you just flood the market, you pay off everybody's debt. I'm going to be able to buy a Ferrari. Yeah, a Ferrari will cost $100 bazillion. And a Chevrolet will cost $5.6 million because your dollar won't be worth anything. We had inflation through the roof, and it isn't because of Trump's spending or Trump's economic policies. And I dare say it wasn't because of Joe Biden's economic policy. It's because we spent $30 trillion in 10 years in debt. That's why we had inflation. If you have too many dollars chasing too few goods, the price goes up. Austrian Economics 101.
Let's throw this in there too. All these people are suddenly just wealthy, right? We're all millionaires. Who's going to build that Ferrari that you want to buy now?
Yep.
Do you think any of these people are actually working for a living or going to continue working for a living? Let's take it to the next step further.
We're all going to get, what do they call it? Universal basic
income. High universal income, yes.
Yeah, we're all going to get $1 gazillion a week or whatever it is on paper.
Does that change what I just said?
No, absolutely not.
Who's going to work?
That's your Star Trek utopia you was talking about earlier. And like Nancy Pelosi says, we can all be painters and poets. And who
is going to work? Who's going to raise the food? Who's going to?
Well, they're going to bring in. They're going to bring in Miguel and Israel from South America to come in and mow the grass and clean.
They're getting the HUI too. They're all millionaires as well.
You're not supposed to know about that. That I mean,
don't talk about that.
But see, the thing is,
everybody's getting it right.
All this works. All this utopian pay off everything. Nobody's in debt. You'll own nothing to be happy. Oh wait, that's the wrong people. This works if you control the means of production and and you control the means of distribution. Which is how they make it all work.
Let's look at another reason why I have such a problem with this. I've been hearing people say the same thing. I might as well go out and just buy that boat you always wanted, buy that gigantic RV and just be ready because all our debt's going to be erased and you're not going to have to pay back any of it. You know what that is to me? That's a
I made
severe
a living
character.
repoing cars.
That's a severe character flaw to me.
It is.
Because you are willing so easily and so quickly to not pay the people who put in so much time, work, effort, and materials into making that.
Yep.
And you're just going to walk away from it
Well,
all.
it's
You
the
bought
same
it.
thing.
They counted on that. Now you're pulling the rug out from under all of them. That is a severe character flaw to me. I don't want those people as my friends. I don't want those people around. I don't want to associate with them. That is criminal as far as I'm concerned. Pay your debts, dumbass, or don't
it's the
borrow.
same thing
Don't buy it.
It's the same thing that people say, the free energy. You know, Tesla made free energy, and Donald Trump's uncle seized it all up, and they've been working behind the scenes with the white hats, and when this all comes out, we're all going to have free energy. There's no such thing as free anything, let alone free energy. Oh yeah, they just put up these towers and it pulls it in from the
Things the Lord created for us are free.
Who put up the tower? Who made the tower? Who maintains the tower? Your slave? Is that who does it? Your slave? Well, someone's got to feed the slave and make sure the slave's healthy and gets his medical needs taken care of and has a house to live in. Who pays for that?
Details.
There's nothing for free. There's nothing for this is an ordinance by God. When Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden, he said that you have to work the land to produce your substance. There's nothing for free. I know you guys think that free electricity is going to come falling out of the sky, but something has to receive it, process it, and put it to your Xbox game so you can wear the hair off the back of your head, clicking the clicker. Somebody has to do that. And it's the same thing with medical. Oh, I want free universal paid medical. Well, someone has to pay the doctor, the nurse, someone has to pay the guy that maintains
The one who went through
radar
years of
machine.
education to get to where they are.
So how do you not do all that? You control the means of production and the means of distribution. The other word for that is communism, Marxism, Maoism, whatever you want to call it.
And it never works.
And guess what happens? Guess what happens when that happens?
What?
If you're not one of them, you asked who makes the Ferrari, who makes you do. In your giant, huge building that you're not allowed to leave, you go downstairs to the basement where the factory is and you make the stuff for the elites for the pennies that you get paid, and you buy your food from the grocery store that they provide, and the next thing you know, the song comes true. Load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older
and deeper in dead.
St. Peter, don't call me.
Because I can't go. I owe my soul to the
There you go.
store. Carol Ann, you're right. I would be in better shape if they just ended income taxes. I want to take it one step further. First of all, nobody seems to realize that income tax is unconstitutional. How did it ever happen in the first place? Why is it so still widely accepted? Because they said so? No, that's a bad reason.
The 13th Amendment was ratified. I'm not going to say passed, but it was ratified. So it is part of our Constitution, and it gives the power of the federal government to levy taxes.
The other thing I want to see go away is property taxes. I want to see property taxes go away.
Property taxes, I think, are more evil than income taxes.
I agree. I owned my home. But the government decides I don't owe the land that it's on, and you're going to keep charging me rent
from the government. You purchase the rights to your property through your deed. When
that
you agree,
infuriates me more than anything else, and nobody talks about it, Mike. Nobody talks about it.
And property tax is evil extraordinaire, because here's the thing: when you pay income tax, now mind you, I'm not for any kind of tax. Okay, Prior to 1913, there wasn't no tax. So all these DuPonts and Rockefellers and all them, they kept all their money. They didn't pay any tax.
That's
And
when
now
we
to-
went corporate, wasn't it?
And
1913.
So that's when the IRS stuff and the Fed stuff and all that stuff was passed. So when you pay your percentage to your master, to the government, that's a one-time hit. Like, okay, I made $3,000 and $1,000 of it had to go to the government. So I got a check for $2,000. That's my one-time hit. I do it again in 2 weeks, right? But on property tax, when you purchase the property, you pay the property tax, and then you pay the property tax each and every year over and over and over again. Not just one time, but forever. Well, we got to have the schools, and we got to have this, and we got to have that. You know, we had schools before 1913. As a matter of fact, I read a book one time, and I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't remember exact name of it, but it was Letters to Home or Letters, something like that. It was enlisted soldiers of the Civil War writing letters to home. And there's these letters, and then on one side of the page it would be the writing of the person. Now, I'm not talking about the officers. I'm talking about the enlisted. I'm talking about the 18 and 19-year-old farm boy
Grunts,
from Kentucky.
the bullet catchers.
And he's writing, and it's poetry. It's elegant. Their penmanship is like beautiful. These guys had 6th grade educations. Sometimes not even that. One room schools back in the day. Now, I saw they were at Princeton, and it was a man on the street, and they were asking questions like, when was the War of 1812? And they didn't know the answer. Who did we
saw
fight?
one just recently. He literally asked, in what country did the Korean War take place?
Yes. They asked somebody, what
None of them
language
knew.
do they speak in Iowa? And the girl said, Iowanese.
Iowanese.
I'm just saying. So
we're laughing through our pain.
All this tax-based government schools
Education,
has failed
public
us.
education. Yes.
Has failed us.
Completely. Yes.
What's the name of the McInerney Bridge? Yeah, right. Those are the kind of questions it's unbelievable what they.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Yeah.
I don't know. What you got? What you got next, Mike? Come on now, bring it.
I got Tucker Carlson's announcement
That's
of
what I was hoping you
divorcement from Mega.
I want to see it. Yeah.
I would not support the Republican Party. There's no chance I would support the Republican Party. I'm not going to support the Democratic Party. I don't know what I'm going to do. But at this point, how could I or any American voter support a political party that's not loyal to the United States, that puts the interests of a foreign country above those of its own citizens? That's it's not possible to vote for people like that. And I'm not going to. And I think I voted Republican my entire life. I worked at Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. I've been a consistent defender for 35 years of the Republican Party. I mean, very consistent defender. But there's no defending this because it's immoral. And it's exactly the opposite of what a political party in a democracy is charged with doing, which is representing its own voters, its own citizens, its own nation. And they're not doing that. So, no, I'm out. And if I'm out, then I think a lot of other people are out. I would not support the Republican Party. There's no chance I would support the Republican Party.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said? It's our democracy. Tucker, I know you're way more smarter, way more educated than I am, and way richer, by the way. He's a trust fund baby. We're a republic, a constitutional republic, a nation of laws, not men. You got to consider that. And by the way, AIPAC is an American PAC, Political Action Committee, for Americans of Jewish descent. But they have the same thing for Islam and Muslims. Thomas Massey was receiving many checks from them. How many did you receive, Tucker? Let me tell you something. If I had to be on a train in New York with a train load of Orthodox Jews or Orthodox Muslims, which would you choose?
That is so beautiful in its simplicity. That is hilarious. Well, that's just because you're Islamic phobic. You're afraid of Islam.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Which would you choose?
Is that yes? Which would you choose? Okay, so all that aside, wow, how about that? I'm afraid of what Islam is doing to the world, and the fact that they're going to force you through their caliphate to become one of them, or be murdered, or become a servant, pay an extra tax, whatever it is. So again, let's get back to the question: which would you choose?
That's right. Here's what Ted Cruz said about Tucker Carlson. He says, this has been obvious for some time. Tucker Carlson hates Trump, Republicans, Israel, Christian Zionists, Christian nationals. He didn't add that, but I am putting there. And you, he hates you. Tucker Carlson loves Qatar, the Ayatollah, anti-Semitic crackpots, shirtless Putin, and Sharia law.
Did he actually say shirtless Putin?
He did.
Okay, I love Ted Cruz. Here's a text.
I have my issues with Ted Cruz too, but that's okay.
I don't love him. I have no issues, and that negates any of your issues. I have a friend. I'm just gonna keep nameless, but I was just so disappointed, and I'm hearing this kind of crap a lot. Because the arrests weren't happening fast enough, our own fellow conservatives were saying, I'm not going to vote in the midterms. I'll show America. I'm not going to vote in the midterms.
I voted for Donald Trump 3 times, and I'll never do it again. So I'm not voting this time around. Well, Donald Trump's not on the ticket, you moron.
Okay, listen to this. This is from somebody who I thought was a really strong conservative and a Christian. Just saw a post of an Israeli TV host promoting ABJD28, which means that a large amount of Israelis want anybody but JD Vance for president in 2028. I agree, and if JD is the Republican candidate, then I will vote independent. I'm hoping Rubio will break ranks and run. I wouldn't mind voting for either Rubio or DeSantis. But if it's JD Vance on the ticket, running for president as a Republican, you are going to bail on this nation because you didn't get your way with the guy that you wanted. This is such a childish attitude, never for the greater good of the United States of America. Don't go around acting like you want to make America great again because the one who's going to try and make that happen isn't doing something exactly the way you want it to be done. So you're going to turn your back. You're going to sit there and not even get involved at all. You're going to let the other side come in and take power again. What do you think's going to happen? Did you learn nothing from 4 years of Biden as to what their plans are and what they want to do to us as a nation? How is that not clear to everybody? How do you fight against that attitude, Mike?
Well, let me tell you something. There's a dark horse coming. It's already being laid. The groundwork, they're attacking JD Vance. They're going to come after Marco Rubio. Maybe they'll come after DeSantis, or maybe Rubio or DeSantis will be the dark horse. I don't know. But there's a dark horse coming. They're going to tear down. And then all of these paid for bots, these Tucker Carlson's going to get behind, and Candace Owens is going to get, and Alex and all the rest, they're going to get behind whoever he's the greatest conservative Republican and he hates Jews. He needs to be our president. You watch. Mark my words. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe Mike Pence. I don't know who it's going to be, but all of these people are going to get behind that guy. Never Trump. Never again. No, no, no. Watch, they're planning this right now. However, let me throw a monkey wrench into that. We are in the season of finding out what God meant when he said, I will curse those that curse you. There's a reason why Tucker's numbers are down. There's a reason why Candace's numbers are down. There's a reason why Marjorie Taylor Greene's numbers are in the dirt. There's a reason why Alex Jones is down. There's a reason why all these people are suffering right now, and it's going to get worse, is because they're cursed by God. Mike, you can't say that. I know for a fact that they're a Christian. Fine, they're a Christian. I didn't say they weren't saved. I said they were cursed. The scripture says that. But the Jews are evil. Okay, cool. That's between you and God. But you probably should talk to him. Let me, everybody that watches, everybody in the sound of my voice right now, I want you to do something. I'm going to give you a homework assignment for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
When you say your prayers, if it's in the morning or if it's in the evening or whatever it is, you say your prayers. And if you're not saying your prayers, shame on you. I want you to ask this. Whatever it is, if it's the Jews, if it's Tucker Carlson, if it's whatever's in the news today, whatever's on your mind, I want you to say this. Lord, what do you think about that?
I like that.
Because you want to know something? He'll answer you. Maybe reading the Bible or maybe some other way, he'll answer you. I did that. I've been practicing that. One of the things that leads me to doing this more and more often is, so I did a whole show ranting on that chick that played in she played in Wicked. She was one of the wicked witches in Wicked. And then she played Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway. She played Jesus Christ. And she just looks demonic in her actions and stuff. She's got the big she's weird look. It's a black lady. I don't remember what her name is. Somebody give me her name in the chat room. I did a big old show about some of the stuff. She claims to be a witch, right? So I did a big old show on her, just bashing her hard, right? Well, the next morning when I said my prayers, I was praying. It was kind of still on my heart. And I said, God, what do you think about it? A lot of times when I say that, when I ask God a question, I get an answer eventually. Maybe I read it in the Bible. Maybe I see someone else talking about the same subject or something. God answers those questions. However, this was instant. Instantly, God said, wouldn't it be great if she repented and accepted me as her Lord and Savior? What a testimony that would be.
Can you imagine?
And I said, oh my goodness, Lord, I'm sorry. I repent.
Mike, I have prayed that for Nancy Pelosi. I've prayed that for Gavin Newsom. I pray like David. Yes, Lord, please save them. If not,
there's a prophetic word out there.
And we've got to do that.
I've been given by Kim Clement. There's a prophetic word given by Kim Clement that Hillary Clinton will repent and accept Jesus as her Savior.
Really?
And that she'll turn and spill the beans.
When did he say that?
25 years ago.
How about that?
I know. That's what I said.
Because just about everything he has predicted has happened.
A lot of it, you can kind of see it happening now. Now, let me put a caveat on that. As a prophetic person that's been listening to the Lord and has given words to people, when a word like that is given, it's an if-then. Because God is saying this is his desire. He's saying it's going to happen. However, Hillary Clinton still has to do the deed. God will not force it onto her. She still has to repent. So, in those kind of prophecies, there's always a if-then. And, well, that prophecy didn't come true and she passed away. First of all, you don't know. Second of all, it may be the desire of God's heart that happens. But she still has to make the decision. So there is that. So.
Wouldn't that be something, man?
Well, wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something?
I said that too. Imagine if Gavin Newsom actually said, oh, I got something to tell you.
Let me put some gel in my hair first, though.
one of his press releases. No, he has a total transformation. He lets the hair go en natural, and it's just like, oh, flop mopped around everywhere. I got a press conference. I got to tell you something. Guess what I did?
It could happen.
How awesome would that be? Oh my goodness, that's a good point.
It could happen. But
hey, like this show for us, would you please? By the way, wherever you're watching and whomever you are right now, whatever platform, when you like the show, it helps. It helps with the algorithms, helps with the numbers, helps with growth. And if you enjoy what we're doing on Tuesday nights, Mike and I really enjoy doing it, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Let some others know. We do it every Tuesday night at 6:15 Pacific, 8:15 Central, and you fill in the time from there, wherever you live. Thank you for checking in, letting us know where you're watching. Got a lot of people in the chat checking in. So let us know where you're watching too. We know Inspector Cates is in there right now. He's right now, I think, the furthest away. He's from Canada. But we've got a lot of people over there. So if you can like this show, we sure would appreciate it. You help that way, and share it when it's done too. Share it on your social media. Go ahead.
So I've got another one from Green Beret Nap Time. I'm not going to put it on screen. I'm just going to read it. Green Beret Nap Time over on X. You should follow that guy. He's pretty good. He says this. Yeah. Tucker, Candace, Sean, Mario, Nick, Ann, Owen, Clint, Stu, the twins, Carrie, Mike, Alex, Jake, Sean, Dan, and that dude that has an infatuation with Jeff Goldblum aren't the grifting influencers, despite the fact that they share almost exclusively debunked propaganda that was made for illiterate peasants. Now, what he's referring to there is most of the Jew haters put propaganda out that was created by the communists, the Bolsheviks in Soviet Union before World War II. It was that's where that all came from. But anyways, it's the people disappointed in the terrible MOU and negotiations with a terrorist regime that make us look weak and stupid. Now, see, what I'm doing is I'm showing I follow this guy. He has a lot of good stuff, but he's not in favor of what Donald Trump's doing. So this is how you say, I'm not in favor of the MOU, the memo of understanding that's going on with Iran. I'm not in favor of it. And he says, got it. I quite literally get attacked every day for speaking the damn truth. I don't care if it pisses off Trump or Vance, just like I didn't care if it pisses off Biden or Harris or anyone before them. I, and many like me, that have had the same principles and views for decades, I live in a reality where criticism of elected leaders is quite literally the point of our government. They work for us, and I will never stop sharing the truth. So he's putting out, he's Trump's supporter, but he says on this issue, I don't agree. And there's a reason, things are happening the way they are. I don't have the video, but I was watching Newsmax today, and Marco Rubio was talking and giving a press conference, and they asked him about, but what if Iran doesn't agree? What if Iran doesn't do this? He goes, we don't care what Iran does. They've agreed to these things, and we're going to work it out over the next 60 days. And if they don't work it out, then that gives Donald Trump some decisions, or he says the president, that gives the president some decisions to make. So understanding what's going on with Iran instead of knee-jerking. Now, this guy doesn't like this because he thinks it lets them off the hook. But what Marco Rubio was saying, either they're going to get along with us or they're not. If they get along with us, good for them. We're going to all be a happy family. It'll be great. We'll all get rich. But if they don't get along with us, then things will happen. And they asked Donald Trump, well, what things are going to happen? Because I'm not going to tell you. So you got to understand.
I saw so many in the media, big media, saying that we were giving Iran millions of dollars. We were giving it to them, suggesting that it was another Obama flying in pallets of cash kind of thing. But that's not what happened at all. Nope. Part of the agreement is we're just going to unfreeze their assets that we've been holding that they have
One
not
of the
been able to
agreements
get to.
that was made was with United Arab Emirates or Qatar, that there's $300 million that they have sitting in their banks. That's Iranian. It's been frozen, right? They can't do anything with it. The agreement that was made was that Qatar or United Arab, I don't remember which, is going to buy $300 million worth of food products from America to go feed the people in Iran. Like corn and soybeans and rice and wheat and beef and whatever. I was going to say pork, but probably not pork.
It's the other white meat. It's the other white meat, you Islamic freaks.
Yeah,
It's the other white meat. Come on, get with it.
But my point in that is Donald Trump's working both ends of this deal. He wants a win-win. They get their money, they can feed their people. But let me tell you, I say all that to get to this. I don't care what people say. God has said that the mullahs will die in their cave, that they will not capitulate, they will not give in. They'll delay for time with these deals. The memorandum of understanding is not a binding agreement. It's not an agreement at all. It's just we understand we're going to talk about it. That's all it is. They haven't come to an agreement yet. They're still negotiating that.
And
what
with
I'm
who?
saying, what's that?
And with who? Who are they negotiating with?
Right. And that's what Donald Trump was saying the other day too. He said, who are we negotiating with? It's not the first string, they're all dead. It's not the second string, they're all dead. It's not the third string, they're all dead.
Excommunicated their government from the planet.
He told them when they walked out in Switzerland, go ahead and get on your plane and go home if you can make it.
If you can make it.
They came back to the negotiation table.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these are the third string folks. They already know. These are not jobs. Hey, you want to be the president? No, I don't want to be the president.
No.
So, I mean, that literally happened. They told them, go ahead and walk out if you can make it. If you think you can make it home.
This is classic, man.
Yeah.
I know the gas prices have been coming down. It's down to like 70 something a barrel as of yesterday. I don't know about today. 70 something a barrel, down from 100 plus. And of course, in California, that just means they're going to raise the taxes again to artificially inflate the prices of every gallon of fuel just to make Trump look bad. And plus, it's a way for them to make more money. They go, Trump's
$72.57 right now.
It's what?
$72.57 right now.
Yeah.
Just low.
Wow. That's low.
Yeah.
Well, not low, but definitely lower, significantly lower. So as have fuel prices been coming down where you are? They came down about 2.5 cents here.
Yeah, we're down to, I put gas, what was it, 366 or something like that today?
Please.
So,
what was it?
It's 366, I think, what I put gas in today.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's always cheap here anyway, so cheaper in Oklahoma, but I don't know why that is, but it is.
Because they drill it there, and they have as far as I know, they have refineries there.
They do. That's where that's where our fuel comes from, a big refinery in Oklahoma.
There you go. The fuel prices are very high in Nevada now because of California. Also, same with Oregon. And I think Washington was buying fuel from us. Well, we've had 3 refineries close here thanks to the worst governor this planet has ever
You had
experienced.
whole companies leave.
Chevron being one of them. Exxon, Valero, Phillips, gone.
Just imagine that. Someone said that Elon Musk, because they left California, Elon Musk, when his initial public offering, that it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 or $3 billion in tax revenue that California missed out on.
That's something.
Because they chased off the industry.
Yes, they did.
I mean,
and
they're-
now Governor Hairdo is saying, no, I don't support the billionaire tax anymore. I don't want it.
Well, yeah, because he's running for president.
Exactly. They're seeing the writing on the wall. And now he's fighting against his own party. They all want the billionaire tax because there's a lot of really shiftless, stupid people here who keep putting shiftless, stupid people into positions of tremendous power. And they're all so full of class envy. They're voting for these billionaires to come in and run the show. And then at the same time talking about, well, it's all the millionaire and billionaires' fault. They're not paying their fair share. That's what they always like to say, fair share. They're paying like 40 to 50% of all tax revenue that comes in, and you're going to punish them for being successful. Good luck with that. New York is finding out how that works, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and Texas and Florida, they love it because it's like, come to Texas, come to Florida, be free. It's like my
commercials,
sister
literally
moving out.
commercials for Oklahoma. On a show I was watching last night on Tubi. Do you know what Tubi is?
Mhm.
So it's a Fire Stick thing. And it was commercials for Oklahoma. Move to Oklahoma. Move to Oklahoma.
Well, if you move to Oklahoma, stay on the west side of Oklahoma. You don't want to be on the east side near Mora and that area, because that's where all the F5 tornadoes go through. I think Mora's been hit like 6 times since I've lived in Missouri with F5 tornadoes that just clear the land.
Yikes.
Stay. Not a good place. I'm just saying, Oklahoma's great. I got some friends down there. Great place. Just stay on the other side. It seems to be less.
The
F5.
eastern side of the state is very beautiful. The western side is just
it's gorgeous.
nothing but flat and ugly.
Yeah, but the eastern side's where you get all of the south.
NATOs.
You get all of them, man. That area right there, the eastern side of Oklahoma into the south western side of Missouri into the southeastern corner of Kansas. It's all Tornado Alley, but that's like the armpit of Tornado Alley. That's where you get the huge tornadoes that do massive damage, and not a good place. Not a good time.
You want one more story?
Oh yeah, we got a little bit of time left. What do you got?
California state workers are the laziest people ever. Governor Hairdo wants everybody to come back to work. You realize all these years later, they're still working remotely for their own safety and protection from COVID. These idiots are making tremendous amounts of money, doing next to nothing work-wise, and they're doing it from home.
Exist?
What?
How many of them don't? Remember Doge a year ago was going through the government. We found out there was over 1 million people that didn't show up to work because nobody showed up for work. There was over 1 million people that didn't exist
during the COVID shutdown. Really?
No, like last year, Doge found him and ended it.
That was a federal, right? You're talking
at
federal
the federal level.
Stuff.
So I'm just wondering how many in California of these jobs don't exist. Back 30 years ago, you had to have a check that went to somebody. Somebody had to sign that check and go into the bank. Today, you just put in your routing number. Poof, there it goes. Deposited. If you're the guy who controls the computer, whoever that person is, the payroll guy in Sacramento, how much you want? How much you want?
And the unions are going to war with the California state government.
Of course.
Fighting against the government, saying, you know what? You need to start coming back to work. They have all these huge empty buildings that they're still having to pay the rent on. They most likely don't own them. And they're having to, where's NWP, by the way? Thank you, Kelly Fiddle, for watching from NWPA.
Northwest Pennsylvania, I think.
Okay, there we go. Well, salute. Anyway, they're these huge, tremendous buildings just sitting empty as these idiots who have their nice little phony baloney jobs on our tax dollars with benefits and health care that you and me will most likely never see in our lifetimes, and a retirement that is just so bloated, it's turning the whole state upside down. It's so top heavy. They don't want to come back to work. It's too much trouble. They want to keep it exactly how it is now.
Of course.
And the unions are going to bat for them. The unions are spending money on billboards and so on, saying that don't look at the impact, the environmental impact of all these people going back to work all of a sudden. The downtown Sacramento is dying. This is pretty funny too. I decided to do a Google search on that. Downtown Sacramento is dying. And it was pages and pages of people being murdered, stabbed, and killed. I didn't say people are dying. I said the downtown is dying, but that's all that kept popping up. That's Sacramento now. It's just a freaking wasteland. And restaurants are going out of business because the government employees aren't down there going to lunch anymore, going to dinner after their little short shifts. And it's KCRA Channel 3, which does some really good work. A bunch of lefty libs, but they do some pretty good work. And they did this story here. Watch this.
Governor Gavin Newsom ordered thousands of state workers back into the office. The July 1st mandate requires state workers to be in the office 4 days a week. But there's been pushback from workers across the state. And now California lawmakers are moving forward with a push for state agencies to offer telework options.
A new billboard off a highway in Sacramento warns of a future traffic jam caused by Governor Gavin Newsom. State workers are fighting the governor's order to get them back to the office starting July 1st.
There's a billboard on the Cap City Freeway right now. You guys put that up.
We did not.
Oh,
no,
you did
some
not.
Some of our members did.
Some,
yeah.
okay,
or
so
some people who care deeply about this did.
Anika Walls is the president of SEIU Local 1000, which represents state workers in Sacramento.
Since COVID, we have been working and doing the jobs and being efficient at running the programs that keep California running. And this mandate, as overarching as it is, does not give the departments the space to bring back our workers as needed.
But the governor sees it differently.
Change is hard. I'm empathetic. Everybody has unique criteria, circumstances. By the way, we try to accommodate for that. 4 days a week.
I'm
Say it ain't
empathetic.
so.
I'm empathetic. Like these people are being so put out to actually have to show up for work.
He's an imp.
Nice to see you again. I mean, it'd be nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. Nice to run into you in the hall. Nice to develop a relationship. Nice to not feel so alone.
From a local economy standpoint,
Oh,
having that influx
good
of personnel
Lord.
in every single day downtown is a positive response from the local business community.
President of the Sacramento Metro Chamber, Robert Haidt, recognizes state workers may not want to return, but says it could have a huge impact to the local economy.
There is a lot of value in bringing people back to the office. The ebb and flow, the next generation of workforce, there is a value in experiencing by observation. Even me as the CEO, if I wasn't here every day, there are things I wouldn't notice or pick up or see in the office. I can't imagine that we can sustain a acceptable level of business and commerce with everyone remote. It just doesn't make sense.
State workers packed a committee hearing at the state capitol this week, trying to quickly get a law passed that would require state agencies to provide telework options, and if not, put into writing why specifically workers must be in office. Democratic Assemblyman Alex Lee wrote the bill.
I have heard from so many.
This idiot is making it mandatory to where the state government has to write to the employees that are working for the state government to explain why. Well, we really need you here because of this. No, we really need you here because we're paying all this rent for all these buildings. We have to keep them lit. We have to keep them maintained, and you're not in them. Get back to work.
Many state workers from even the Bay Area, all up and down the state, who said this is the thing that matters most to them because they don't want to move. They love their job, but they're not willing to move after working 4 or 5 years in state service.
What do you think will happen if this does stay in place July 1st?
How many live out of state?
I feel like there will be a mass exodus. I feel like the state needs to be
good.
ready.
That would
Bye-bye.
be great.
Bye-bye.
Exactly. That would be fantastic. Get out. Quit your job.
Jeez.
Take an early retirement. Do
I
whatever.
wonder
Make
how
them pay you
many.
unemployment.
I wonder how many live out of state. Could you imagine making California government
Not
wages?
even living in the state now. That's a very real deal. Bank of America had a bunch of their at-home people, letting them work from home to protect them from that nasty, evil flu virus. And they moved to other states. I know a friend of mine actually lost her job with B of A because she was no longer living in California. This is crazy what's going on.
Well, there was a guy at the federal level when all that was happening last year with Doge and all that. He had 3 jobs. He had a job, but they sent him home, and he was working from home. Another job opened, working from home, so he applied for that job, got it. Another job opened, he was getting 3 checks, and I'm sure they're working all day long on their jobs. Give me a break. It's marginal how much they do when they have to go to the office.
This is supposed to happen July 1st, by the way. This is supposed to go down. So it's hilarious to me what these idiots are doing, how they're fighting against literally having to go back to work.
It's crazy.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. I can't wait. I can't wait.
You could be like Marjorie Taylor Greene, start your own podcast. It'll be wonderful.
It'll be wonderful because that pays so well.
Well, it will for her because she'll have a bunch of money backing her.
Yeah,
it's not like us.
Yeah.
She won't be able to do it organically. She's going to buy an audience. Anyways, one more from California. Okay, one more from California. There's a new tax in California that's getting ready to happen. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but listen to this.
Gavin Newsom's going to sign it. They're going to tax all pre-written software. They're going to rake in another $2 billion off that little maneuver. And they now define pre-written software as everything from Microsoft Office, Gmail accounts, Android operating systems. If you think about it, if it has a computer, it has pre-written software. California is now going to tax that.
He's right. A lot of people think this new software tax is going to just tax corporate software, but it's actually going to tax everything. And Democrats plan to make $2 billion per year from this new tax. Here are some examples. Everything from Microsoft Office, Gmail, like you mentioned, Workday. This is a corporate solution. Adobe Creative Cloud. So this is anybody who uses Photoshop, Premiere, any of those editing softwares. Cloud-based CRMs, Android operating system, accounting software, productivity suites like Zoom, so Zoom calls also, HR payroll stuff, any mobile desktop apps sold digitally. So Democrats are coming for everything.
They're going to tax your software on your device. And I don't know how that works, but that's going to be great.
There's going to be a whole slew of things on the ballot this coming November in our midterm election here in Cali. And they all have hidden taxes in them. The media will not even investigate. The media won't report on what they're doing. They'll give it some really nice, sweet name, save all puppies, and give a kitten to every single young child. And that'll be the name of the bill. And it's going to be some kind of
cost $92 billion.
It's going to be some kind of massive tax hidden in it. And none of these idiots who are voting for these things bother ever even reading what these bills say. And they're always this massively thick. Nobody reads them, like that clown Nancy Pelosi said during Obamacare days. Well, we gotta pass the bill before we can know what's in it. You just said that out loud, and nobody laughed at you. That was the weirdest thing.
Well,
nobody laughed at her for saying that.
All these omnibus bills. I didn't even know what the word meant. I had to go look up the word omnibus. All these, it means all encompassing omnibus bills that they would pass. We're trying to pass a $79 trillion omnibus bill. These continuing. Do you know that our federal government, our Constitution says that by October 1st every year, the Congress must have a budget. You know when the last budget was? It was during the Bush administration. We have been working off a continuing resolution of that budget ever since then.
And they keep raising the debt ceiling. That's why they keep doing that.
And that's why they keep doing that. And actually, there is no debt ceiling right now, by the way, because they just eliminated it because that's too much trouble. But no, part of the reason for the continuing, if you put it on paper in a budget, right? Somebody can, it's public record. You could pull it up and say, okay, we're spending this, we're spending that, we're spending this, we're spending that, we're spending this, we're spending that. If you put it in a 6 gazillion sheet that they have to wheel in wheelbarrows, I mean, with dollies, you got 6 maintenance guys reeling in 6 boxes of paper, each dolly in there. That's the bill that you have to vote on. And they wheel it in at 11 o'clock at night, and we're voting it at 2 in the morning, and you got to read it and vote on it between now and then. Nobody knows what's in the bill. That's the reason they do continuing resolutions and not budgets. And by the way, let me point something out. This is the end of June. July, August, September. How many months is that? The Senate is going to be on vacation half of these 3 months. In and out, in and out, in and out. They're not passing it. They're not passing the SAVE Act. By the way, it won't pass. They're not passing anything. They're not getting any legislation done at all. And they've got a constitutionally mandated to come up with a budget, and they haven't even had a hearing on it. Because they're not going to do it again. They're going to do another continuing resolution, spend another good trillion. If I was president, I wish Donald Trump would do it, but I know he's got an agenda he's trying to get forced through, and he has to do it. But I would be like, no, continue. If you do not give me a budget, a balanced budget, I veto it. Well, you're going to shut down the government. That'll help balance the budget.
He's so handicapped right now because the midterms are coming up. And they're doing everything they can to try and make us as miserable as possible. So we don't want a continuation of what's been happening over the past 6 months or so. That's why he wants to end this Iranian thing. It was necessary. It had to be done. He's trying to accomplish so many things, and people in our own party are fighting against him. Friends of ours are fighting against him. It just seems so overwhelming sometimes. But then I remember God is in control.
Absolutely. And
Pray
there's
for
a
our
day
president.
coming. There's a day coming when it's all going to be revealed. And I mean this like soon. And it's going to shock the world, not just the nation. I got one more story that I want to put in here. You know who Lizzo is, right?
Yeah.
You know who Lizzo is? Those who don't
2
know.
tons of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the screen right here. There's Lizzo right there. According to Rolling Stone magazine, she's come out with a new album. Lizzo's new album didn't even chart. What happened? The music industry executives question whether a perceived betrayal of her fan base or lacking label support accounts for why Bitch, her first release in 4 years, sold just 2,650 copies the first week. Well, I can think of several reasons why that garbage didn't sell. I mean, shocked, I tell you, shocked. And another story that's in the news that I don't have it, but Madonna has come out and said that because she wants to be different than everybody else, she's no longer going to take her clothes off. Which I'm fine with, by the way.
We've got to thank the Lord for these small favors, these small blessings. Man, we got to thank the Lord for the small blessings as well as the huge.
Did you Did you see the video? Her video of her. She's got a new hit out. I don't know. Did I talk about this on the show before? I know I mentioned it on one of my shows. Let me see if I can.
You're talking Madonna? It's got a song out.
She's got a whole new album out. And
Really?
she's doing live performances. Have you seen them?
No.
Let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
I don't watch any of that anymore. Nor do I give them any credence.
just for the fun of it, let me just see if I can. I think I have it here, unless I. Oh yeah, here. Okay, here we are. Here's Madonna's live performance. I don't know where this was at, but here she is playing her new smash hit song, which I don't know what it is. I'm not even sure what she's singing here, but here's Madonna.
Is that her vagina?
She's like 65. Just look at her performance. Look at her walk. Look at it. It reminds me of something.
A drunk college girl?
Like she's winded going up the steps, you know. Somebody says, "What's wrong with her hindquarters?" I don't know if you saw that going up. What's wrong with her hindquarters? And you notice how there's like a little extra there. And I said, I don't know. It depends.
Implants depends. I get that.
It took you a second. So
is there more, Strat? I want to see more.
Well, I got more here. So okay. I watched that. And I'm thinking, boy, that just reminds me. What does that remind me of? It reminds me of this. I'm tired.
That's exactly what I was just gonna. If you didn't say that, I was going to. It reminds me of Madeline Kahn. I'm so tired, coming and going and going and coming, and always too soon.
Yes, that's it right there. That's Madonna. I mean, she's totally doing the Blazing Saddles. She doesn't know she's doing it, but she is.
That is perfect. Yes. Good comparison. So yeah, there's more of that Madonna video. I want to see more.
No. Well, I don't have more Madonna. I have her actual video. So they recorded this on purpose. That was a live performance. This is the actual video of Madonna, and she busts into a bathroom full of crowded people and basically mimics an orgy.
He's a DJ. I'm the cocaine. He played my tape, everybody.
Did you just say cocaine?
Yeah. It's not what I say. It's not what I do. It's how my body was up to you. I just want to lose myself in the room. Get over here. Everybody.
Oh, that's Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict. What?
I have no idea.
Good actor. Cumberbatch.
Anyways, it's just I watched that and I was like, ugh, I gotta take a shower.
There's no low too low for her.
Mm-mm.
She is just such a swine of a human being.
Debauchery.
Hey, start praying for her salvation.
Well, I'll ask God what he thinks.
Again, wouldn't that be something?
The problem is, and you should consider this in your life. Everybody should consider this in life. How far can I go before God turns me over to myself? God says that I will turn you over to your reprobate mind. And I'll wash my hands of you.
Right.
Where's that line drawn? And once you get to that port, I heard a preacher preach, and I've said this a gazillion times, so anybody who's watching my show or been around me knows. Back when I was in Georgia in the military, this preacher preached about Pharaoh and how God hardened Pharaoh's heart. And he said, if God hardens your heart, who softens it? If you get to the point, well, what softens your heart is the Holy Spirit.
Right.
It's God. But if God hardens your heart, what hope do you have?
None.
Some people are condemned to hell by God, but still living. They've reached that point to where God says, I'm done with you. If the Holy Spirit is no longer seeking you, you're in a bad place. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't be a Madonna. Don't be a Madonna.
anyways, good times. Great show.
Good times.
Got anything else?
It was fun. I do. I got a bunch of stuff, but wrinkles are not sexy, Bishop. Wrinkles are not sexy. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you more than you know. And like this show, please, wherever you're watching, if you can like right now, you'll help with the whole algorithm thing, because this is a startup venture. This is like our 4th or 5th show now, huh? Of course, you did one without
several.
me.
We've had several. Once a week.
And so we'll be here every Tuesday night, 6:15 Pacific time, 8:15 Central, and everything else in between. So thank you very much for joining us.
I'm going to pop this up on the screen just so we can get a palate cleanser. Donald Trump shared this today. It's Amos 5:24, New International Version. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream.
Wow. He posted that scripture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways.
Speaking of posting scripture, one thing that was never covered with all the controversy we didn't get to, but it's with the Major League Baseball chastising and reprimanding the players for putting a Bible verse on their stupid homo pride hat that they were forced to wear in Los Angeles. It happened with the Dodgers, also happened up in San Francisco. Three pitchers actually wrote Genesis 9:13-16. So Genesis 9:13 through 16. And I keep seeing all the reports on it, and how the Major League Baseball is backing off, and that little slimy rodent that runs MLB, what's his name? Treadhorn, Schermerhorn.
But they caved in when the AAG Dillon went in and said, that's against the law. You can't do that. And we're going to come after you. They said, okay, we'll
Army Dillon. But then also, there was some senator was getting involved, and they completely backed off. But what they don't do is actually tell you what the scripture says. None of the news reports I've seen about this, even in the newspaper, they don't cover what the scripture actually says. So I want to read it to you if you want to hear it.
Read it.
Okay. Genesis chapter 9, verse 13. This is what they were writing on their caps. I have set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall serve as a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. It shall come about when I make a cloud appear over the earth that the rainbow will be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and never again shall the water become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the rainbow is in the cloud, then I will look at it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. They're wearing this next to their little pride flag logo colors of the San Francisco and the LA Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants. That is what they had written on their caps. So it's directly going against the whole rainbow thing and the pride flag thing, and those colors directly going against that, because they were doing that in not only to lift up God and God's word, but to show they're protesting against being forced to wear these uniforms. And it wasn't just the hat, it was on their shoulder too, and on the back with their little rainbow crap and the numbers and the logo.
Yep.
I have photos.
We have to support them, but they don't have to support us. And if us as Christians stand up for ourselves, well, then we commit a crime.
Yeah.
So
exactly right.
And by the way,
I just wanted to read that scripture to you because that's what they wrote on their caps, and the media has not said one word about what that actually means.
Well, the media is not. I mean, they can't pick up the Bible because they'll burst into flames. So, I mean,
hot.
so I mean, all the debauchery, especially out there in California, Diddy parties are a real thing. I know.
He's right.
Anyways,
so thank you again for joining us, though, and or liking and subscribing, and
click on this QR code if you want to check out these American-made products for your mind, health, body, skin. Great stuff there. Great products. A newer company starting up, and we're involved with it. So use that QR code right there, and it will take you right to use my name for a 10% discount. What's that?
They got 2 new products launching. 2 new products. I've already got to sample them, but they've got a electrolyte product that is by far way better. Well, how's it better? I don't know. I don't do the sciencey stuff. It is way better than the Gatorade, but it's got the electrolyte. You know, it's like I have a joke on my show, and I've got the whole Idiocracy, the Brondo. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. But it's good for you. You can stop the sports drink, all the sugary sports drinks with all the chemicals in it. This stuff is fresh and clean and good for you, and sold in all the countries around the world. And the other product that we have is a postbiotic that is one of the best on the market. And it comes in a little satchel that you pour onto your tongue as a powder, like a pixie stick. And as you dissolves in your mouth, it tastes like one of them strawberry creamsicles. That's what it tastes like. It's fantastic. So we got that product too coming out. So get.
And I love what they're doing with peptides. People are waking up to the importance of peptides and collagen, and how they work synergistically together is the ultimate. And Nueva Life has pioneered some great stuff with that. And it's very expensive. If you've been looking into peptide stuff and you've been exploring about the cost of it.
And they just lowered the price.
Right.
They just lowered the price on some of our peptides. This is the product my wife takes called Elevate right here. Just a little tiny pill like that has changed her life. Absolutely changed her life. She's lost 10, 15 pounds, but that's not the best part of it. She sleeps better at night. It takes care of the some people just have their brains never shut down. It's just going.
I'm one of those people, unfortunately.
Quiets that down. It quiets down the food noise. I started taking it. I didn't know what that meant. What do you mean food noise? What are you talking about? And then I realized that as I'm leaving town one day, I'm not going, should I stop and get something to eat? I should stop there. I should stop there. I should stop there. That's what they're talking about. I just wasn't interested. I was like, oh, that's what food noise is. Cool. I didn't know. It just quiets all that down. It settles your mind. That's what this, and that's a peptide. That's a little enzyme combination thing. And it is a fantastic product. My wife swears by it. And when she's not taking it, she swears at me. But that's a whole other story. I'm just kidding.
That's what my friend Christy Grab was writing about. Where's this Elevate? How do I find it on the website? That's exactly it. I remember now. Yeah. Christy was watching your webinar last week.
Well, I showed you how to find the link inside baseball. So go send her the link. So, all right.
Yeah.
Anyways, we need to probably end the show. So stop gabbing.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Seriously. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. Most importantly, America, bless God.
Absolutely. Guys, see you all later. See you all tomorrow, 8:30, Patriot Mike Show.
Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. Talk about it. Tell the truth. God and country in the booth. We stand strong. We hold the line. Won't shut up. Not this time. Hands on heart, eyes up high. We were made to testify. Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we am here